What's going on, everybody? It's Jack. Welcome to today's YouTube video. This is a little bit different than my typical content. It's gonna be a little bit shorter. Well, actually, I don't know how short it'll be, but I want to give you guys a quick update on my personal kind of health and fitness journey. I feel like I've been documenting on YouTube for, I'm like a little over 3, maybe 4 years now, and I want to share everything that kind of goes on in my personal health and fitness journey to hopefully help more of you guys out there. And basically, as the title and thumbnail say, I need surgery. So that is something that I actually have never really experienced aside from my wisdom teeth getting pulled out and being forced to basically have this surgery, nothing I could do to fix it on my own, as well as a recovery period. I'm just gonna document the whole thing for you guys. So essentially what I have is an inguinal hernia. I need to pronounce that correctly, inguinal hernia. And unfortunately, I can't show you guys on my body directly because I think it'd be copyrighted or YouTube would get mad. But essentially, it is right here. So you guys can see like my waistline. It is a hernia that's right here. So family jewels just above it on the left side right here. And basically what happens is with a hernia is your muscles kind of basically have layers, right? Your abdominal muscles, and essentially there's a split between the muscles and your intestine actually starts to poke through those muscles. And it's one of those things where there are different types of hernias. I guess there's groin hernias, sports hernias, umbilical hernias, which are more like in your actual like belly button region. And then an inguinal hernia, which once again is something that I actually just discovered. And it's something where I noticed a little bit of a bulge in my pelvic region, like above the family jewels, probably about 2.5 weeks ago, actually down in Charleston. I actually noticed it before Charleston, but it was so small, I didn't really think much of it. And then in Charleston, I noticed it a little bit more significantly. I asked Katie to look at it because she is now a certified PA. Congratulations to Katie again on graduating from PA school. And she's like, yeah, it looks like it has the symptoms of like a hernia. And I was like, okay, cool. We did a little bit of research. Sounds pretty accurate. My dad, who is also a physician practicing in the emergency room for a long time, kind of confirmed my suspicion that it is a hernia, set me up with a doctor, and I went and had a consultation yesterday. And basically the doctor said, yep, your girlfriend, your dad, both correct. It is a classic inguinal hernia. And the bummer is there's nothing that I can really do to fix it on my own. It is one of those things where only surgeries, well, I will say, I have seen some people online that say they can like cure their hernia, but it's like a 2-year process. They did all these like weird things. They weren't really resistance training, didn't have my lifestyle. And 99% of the content out there is like, hey, like it's not gonna fix itself. It is essentially like, once again, your intestine pushing through in between your muscles where the fascia has been weakened and now it's like poking through a hole. So I basically have to get surgery, get that fixed, and that surgery is planned for 2 weeks from today. So today is September 4th. The surgery is scheduled for September 18th, and then I'll have about a 4 to 6 week road to recovery. And I've never been forced to take time off from the gym. I've been sick, I've had some colds now and again, but never to the extent where, hey, like you have surgery, you have to let your body heal and you just can't work out. And also, while I have the hernia, before I get my surgery, I'm also tapering back my workouts. No squats, no bench, no deadlift, going very light because I still am working out, probably maybe against better judgment. But knowing I have the surgery coming up, I want to try to once again maintain as much muscle as possible because I know I'm gonna have to take about 6 weeks off post-surgery and then slowly work my way back up. And obviously I'll document that whole process for you guys. But yeah, basically had the consultation yesterday, confirmed inguinal hernia. Exactly what that is, once again, you can look it up, but basically there's a gap in my muscles, my intestine is pushing through, and the biggest thing there is there's a possibility that that intestine can get stuck outside the muscles and kind of get like cut off the blood supply and I believe it's called strangulation, which can be very bad because then it can actually poison your bloodstream. A whole bunch of bad stuff. So we want to get it fixed. And then there's also like what they call watchful waiting, which is essentially like if you have a hernia, you can just like wait around until it gets too bad and then get it fixed, or it maybe never needs to get fixed. But as a young individual, 27 years old, who has hopefully a very long, healthy, active life ahead of him, the surgeon, he's like, yeah, we're not gonna do watchful waiting. That is pointless. You're gonna, especially with your lifestyle, let's get that fixed, get you on the road to recovery, and in no time, once again, about 6 to 8 weeks post-surgery, you'll be back to doing what you're doing and slowly work your way back up to where you were before the hernia happened. Another thing I asked him was just as far as did I cause this? Is there something that I could do to prevent this? And he's like, there's nothing really to prevent it. A lot of times it's just genetics. You are just born with a natural weak point, or over time it develops. And then obviously being a weightlifter, you are more at risk. But the good analogy he actually gave me was if it was strictly from weightlifting, every power lifter on earth would probably have a hernia because they're the ones doing these super heavy singles in terms of back squat, bench, deadlifts, things like that. And it's not super common in powerlifters or people that work out. It's just, once again, like you're at more risk if you work out than if not. But he's like, all the other benefits of working out far outweigh the potential of having a hernia, things like that. But as far as the surgery goes, scheduled for the 18th, it's gonna be a mesh that they actually put inside my abdominal wall. So right now, once again, the muscles have basically a gap where the intestine's poking through. So he's gonna go inside laparoscopically, so like robot arms and little camera, and put a mesh on the inside of the abdominal wall, as well as kind of like, he's gonna cut some fascia away, so it's gonna kind of open up a flap. He's gonna put the mesh in the flap, put the flap back up, and add a few sutures or stitches. So essentially it'll be like intestines, fascia, mesh, then the abdominal wall. Similar to fixing he used the analogy, fixing a car tire. You don't fix a car tire from the outside, you fix it from the inside, and that's usually gonna have a little better results. So that is what we're gonna do. Once again, he said like there's no 100% guarantee you'll never have a hernia ever again, but he's gonna do his absolute best. I'm gonna make sure that I do my absolute best with the recovery process, listening to his instructions, limiting my working out, things like that. I'm trying to think what else. Once again, just wanna address like, yeah, it's gonna be a journey. It's gonna be interesting. I hate surgery. I don't understand how people like can cut into human bodies. So I kind of get queasy just like thinking about it. And the fact that, yeah, I don't want to think about it too much. I get like, not like lightheaded, but I'm like, yeah, he's actually going inside my body. And like, I don't know. It just kind of grosses me out having two parents that were doctors. My girlfriend's a PA, like props to them and props to all the people that can do that out there, like nurses. I just, I love the human body. I'm fascinated by it. Obviously my profession of health and fitness, but the actual like surgery, stuff like that, yeah, it'll be interesting. So I just want to once again update you guys. I will film tomorrow a quick little workout of like working out with a hernia or something like that to once again go through basically my approach. And once again, I have no pain, I have no discomfort at the moment. So that's one thing you definitely look out for. And I once again talked to actually a couple other fitness coaches and people that in the industry that I know of. It's like, hey, have you guys ever had a hernia before? Clients with hernias, things like that. And the biggest thing there is if you feel discomfort, if you feel pain, obviously avoid those things. But right now I have none of that aside from the symptom of like the basically little bulge on my skin, or under my skin, I should say. So I'm still training. I'm going a lot lighter. I'm doing strictly machines, seated exercises, nothing that's gonna actually have me bracing my core, because by bracing, you're pushing the intestines out basically through the hole or through the hernia. So I'm going light, but I'll go ahead and probably film that workout tomorrow and just talk you guys through my approach to training with the hernia. And obviously, once again, after the hernia, I cannot work out for 6 weeks, or I can't lift anything above 15 pounds for like 6 weeks, which is a huge bummer. But I'll take you guys through the process. I might try to even vlog like the day of surgery. If I don't know how much they'll let me film, I might try to stick my iPhone in and film that kind of stuff. But yeah, too long, didn't watch the whole thing. We have to have hernia surgery. It's an inguinal hernia, basically a split in the muscle wall. My intestines are poking through. It could be a really bad thing if I continue to weight train like I did, so I've made some modifications. I'm gonna try to maintain as much muscle mass as I can, and the comeback is gonna be real. Because that's one thing where I'm like, this is gonna be a bummer, but I wanna document it for you guys, show you guys that you can bounce back from a rough patch, whether once again, what's a forced time off from the gym or life happens, you have to take 6 weeks, 8 weeks off for a job, a newborn, things like that. I'm basically gonna be forced to take time off from the gym, and I'm gonna show you guys the comeback to my best physique ever post hernia surgery. But that is a quick update. Any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Hopefully I did my best to explain all that. I just wanna, while it was still fresh in my mind from my consultation yesterday, explain what the goal is. But yeah, it sounds like it's fairly common. I looked up numbers, about 25% of men will get this at some, or a hernia at some point in their life. So I figure I might as well document my journey from hernia to best physique ever. That's pretty much what I'm gonna do. And the surgery will be in 2 weeks. A little bit nervous about that, but I'll once again film my training tomorrow and probably do some more food content, and then obviously film the recovery process, and then my, I guess, bounce back, because once again, I'm not gonna let this slow me down. This can be a, what you would call an obstacle or hurdle we have to get over in my health and fitness journey. But at the same time, I'm going to make sure to bounce back just as hard, make 2025 a year of my best physique. So yeah, let's make it happen, and make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.